got a fun interview lined up here that I've been super excited for a while. I met Scott. He has come up with very novel, innovative ways to do things, some super creative stuff. I'm very bullish on these guys. Scott, welcome up to the Ordinals show, man. How are you doing today?
Thanks for the excellent intro. Much appreciated. Very kind words.
I'm specifically super excited about this idea of kickstarting the runes trenches, getting people creating runes again. Scott, what have you basically built here, man?
My team started paying attention to the Bitcoin ecosystem. We saw, kind of two major issues that we wanted to address. One was the user experience around trading Bitcoin tokens, runes, for example, and the other was this liquidity issue. A lot of people would think Bitcoin has 10-minute blocks, so the fastest you can trade is every block confirmation if we're going to stay on Bitcoin layer 1. But that assumes that a UTXO can be spent multiple times within a block. So what we did was, when people trade on radFi, the first thing they need to do is to deposit into what we're calling the radFi trading wallet, which is shared custody. We can't spend your Bitcoin. We can't touch it without your signature. It's a 2 of 2 multi-sig. And what that enables us to do is to consider a trade final as soon as it's broadcast to the mempool. If somebody tries to spend a UTXO a second time within a block while it's still pending in the mempool, we won't sign that with radFi's signature on the trading wallet. And just a quick disclaimer for anybody wondering, what if radFi stops signing when I just want to withdraw? Our signature expires in 3 months. That's the current default. That's the infrastructure that's underlying and underpinning everything that we do to enable that DeFi experience that users expect, but directly on Bitcoin layer 1 without having to bridge anywhere else, without any smart contract risk. It's just a part of Bitcoin. It's just a 2 of 2 multi-sig. Once you broadcast something to the mempool, we'll consider it final. It'll get mined eventually.
This is like a super clever solution. They can't steal your shit. You literally own your stuff. I consider it maintaining full custody of your asset, and that is absolutely badass, and I'm super excited about this. I'm certifying a freaking awesome solution, and I just want to highlight how amped up I am on it, and this is not the only thing you guys have built. What is the next thing you want to talk about?
Virtual minting. It was actually inspired by a debate between you, Leo, and Udi about the pros and cons of pump fund style launches versus the runes free and fair open mint that have been going on Bitcoin. And I think there were fair points on both sides. And that's why we said to ourselves, let's just take the best of both worlds and combine these two ideas. So what was the downside of pump fund style launches is getting dumped on by cabals, and just the general structure of a bonding curve where all you have to do is be earlier than the next guy and you're guaranteed a better price. There's no risk to you as long as somebody comes in later or no one dumps on your head. It's just very easy to kind of corner supply and take advantage of people. So that's the downside of the pump fund style launch. Then you have what's the downside of rune style minting that we experienced back in April of 2024. It got really frothy, and somebody posted some statistics. It was over 4,000 BTC had been spent on miner fees just minting runes alone, and that's crazy. That kneecaps the growth of an ecosystem, because all that liquidity that would have been recycled in pump fund style launches is instead out of the hands of the on-chain community, like the gambler who wants to trade, buy, and sell tokens. So what we did was we combined the two concepts and we built the exact experience of minting runes. It's essentially like an auction based on number of transactions that can fit in a Bitcoin block and how much people are willing to pay in fees. So we've kind of taken that concept, but instead of broadcasting all of the mints on mainnet and spamming the mints on mainnet, we're essentially operating that auction ourselves, and we use the auction proceeds to seed a pool on radFi. So the instant trading experience, we have that with radFi, and now we've solved the liquidity problem, and now we have that great trading experience, and we have the liquidity for people to trade back and forth, and this is exactly what the recipe for an active trenches ecosystem. Less rugging, get that fairness that you get from the rune style minting. Everyone can see that something is available to mint. If you mint first, that doesn't necessarily mean you got the best price, right? What if the mempool was cooking when it first launched and you had to pay a higher fee and it was really competitive to get in, and then somebody wants to buy their time and wait and they come in and submit some bids later on in the mint? They took a risk, but the mempool has cooled down, so fees are lower. We've taken that style of minting. Bidding, bids, you're submitting based sats per VB. For us, we just call it a bid. It's the bid price per token. The same minting experience that you're used to from Bitcoin mainnet, but we maintain the liquidity on radFi.
Ultimately, this is what the runes trenches needed.
How does the auction work specifically? Am I paying more if I'm the first person with my liquidity in the auction? Is it a bonding curve? Is it customized? And where does the liquidity go?
First thing that happens is somebody comes to our platform and they etch a token.
And they etch it for 100% of the supply to themselves or
to radFi's multisig, not the 2 of 2, to our liquidity multisig, which is a Frost implementation. So 100% of the supply goes there. Then our multisig auctions them off exactly the way they would on a Bitcoin block. We try to take as much from the Bitcoin experience as possible because we do think that the community likes that experience. We run virtual blocks at the same pace as Bitcoin blocks. So when a block is mined on Bitcoin mainnet, we clear our auction in our virtual block as well. We mine a virtual block and there's 4,000 mint requests per virtual block. So the highest 4,000 mint requests, just like that's roughly the amount of transactions you can fit in a Bitcoin block, those get included and you get your runes. But we don't deliver anything until the mint is complete, and then we deliver everyone their runes and the liquidity is seeded with 20% of the supply. Every one of them is a 1 billion supply token. 200 million will get paired with the auction proceeds on radFi at the end of the mint. And then we distribute the tokens to everyone. So as soon as the mint is complete, 800 million tokens have been minted by users. They've committed, let's say, 1 Bitcoin. We'll take that 1 Bitcoin, we'll pair it against 20% of the supply on our AMM, and then it trades just X times Y equals K type of trading quotes.
Cool, man. Very clever. Well done.
When people were doing regular mints on mainnet, a lot of times you would submit a mint and it would fail for whatever reason and your money is just lost. You know, if the token mints out and you're not in the block, your money's lost. And that kind of also kneecapped the runes trenches based on our user interviews. People were like really frustrated by that. Who wants to participate in minting something new when you're at risk of just straight up like losing money and not even getting your token? But for us, we have the ability to give people back refunds if you're not included in the block at the end of it. So that also helps kind of recycle more liquidity into the ecosystem. We're not taking any fee on that yet. We make money on the trade.
Oh, you're not taking any fee, you said?
Correct. Just on the trading.
That's nice of you guys.
True. And we have a feature called Diamond Hands that I'm super pumped about. It's kind of like some gamified Ponzi-nomics here. If you mint at least 1 million tokens, that million and everything in excess that you have, right? If you minted 2 million, that's 2 million, 3 million is 3 million. Everything in excess of 1 million is counted as Diamond Hands tokens. And Diamond Hands tokens get 1/3 of all of the trading fees generated. If you're just holding the tokens and you're encouraging people to trade and buy and sell and jump in, you're also printing money based on the trading volume of the pool. So that's something I'm pretty excited about, kind of a unique incentive mechanism that we got to keep recycling capital amongst the users.
That's super cool, man.
Dude, I love this. What can you share about your background, the team's background, to maybe build a little trust here?
Before I got into crypto, I worked in traditional finance, worked in investment banking for a few years, and then got into crypto in early 2017. I had no software development background whatsoever at the time, kind of self-taught myself everything, just like reading white papers and Googling terms I didn't understand. Got totally sucked into the ICO craze. That's when I started my career in crypto. So I left banking in 2018, joined this project called Icon, if anyone remembers that from the ICO era. It was the Korean Ethereum. It was super hyped up at the time. I met the founder at a conference. He ended up being one of his first hires out in San Francisco. Worked there for 4 years. And the main thing that I would take away from that was bootstrapping their DeFi ecosystem during DeFi summer. Worked alongside community engineers. This was in like 2020, 2021. And I was project manager for multiple different projects and really liked working at the application layer. So kind of split off from the core Icon team. And then in early 2024, one of our team members bought a Bitcoin puppet and showed me Ordinals. And I was like, wait, they're doing what on Bitcoin? There's NFTs on Bitcoin? These things called runes. And I like lightly heard of BRC20s and then realized there was so much more coming. Got super fired up about runes and kind of pivoted our whole team to just like focus on the Bitcoin ecosystem, like look for problems that needed solving. And that's how we got here.
Check it out, click around, click buttons, try it out, give Scott feedback. Let's support a Bitcoin L1 builder who's been working on something really awesome.